Hello, everybody. Welcome to Fall River Media News tonight. Tonight we're just going to talk about the election and what happened in the primaries. So you know, like I said earlier in the broadcast when I was outside, um, we have 90,000 people here in the city of Fall River, and only 6,000 people went out to vote, and we got 10% of the votes in the primary. So that leaves Boomer is going to go up against the incumbent Mayor Paul Coogan, and in November, and we're going to see what's going to happen from there, because half of the people in Fall River did not come out and vote. So I'm going to see. I'm going to bring in my co-host Annalisa, and we're going to talk about this, and we're going to see what she says about it too, and then we're going to get into a little bit more, and then we got Alfonso too as well. Annalisa,
David.
yeah, Alfonso, hold
Hi,
on.
how you doing?
Okay, so we're gonna go one at a time. Okay, we're gonna start with Annalisa first because Annalisa is my co-host. So we're gonna start with her first. So Annalisa, what do you think? What do you think about the election in Massachusetts? We have 90,000 people that live here in Fall River, and only 6,000 people went out and vote, and we got 10% of the votes.
You didn't even get 10%. 10% is 9,000.
Well,
Not even 10% showed up, unfortunately. But let's try to get a little. Put a little silver on the lining here.
let's go.
You've got another candidate that is going up against Paul Coogan, right?
Yes.
So you've got Boomer Emerald, who made it. Whether people agree with it or not, I mean, if Carlos made it, there were people that weren't going to agree with that either. So it is what it is, right? So you've got Boomer Emerald now going up against Paul Coogan because Boston cannot even manage to get a contender. Michelle Wu is going to go into the general election in November, maybe by herself, which is going to guarantee her to be the mayor again of Boston.
Yeah.
Because Josh Kraft has suspended his campaign.
Lovely.
Okay. So, but at least in Fall River, even though only 6,000 showed up, those 6,000 people voted for another candidate, right?
Yeah. Well,
I think that's
go ahead.
I think that's the good news about that. That's the good news. But
That is the good. Go ahead.
it's good news. Now, from now until November, are more people going to come out and vote so that he can topple Paul Coogan? That's now the question, right? You got another candidate. A couple of people have already said that they're not crazy about Boomer and that they're going to write in a candidate or they're going to leave it blank, which is going to go to the Democrat if you leave it blank. Anyway, it's going to go to a Democrat vote if you leave it
Yeah.
blank.
So, but what I'm trying to say, what I'm saying is that now I remember Sam Sutter going up against Mayor Paul Coogan, and Sam Sutter lost against Mayor Coogan. But do you think? I think Mayor Paul Coogan's going to have a hard time with Boomer. Okay, because Boomer's strong, Boomer's tough, Boomer comes out with the words. Boomer comes out with things. He goes after Mayor Paul Coogan, where that Sam Sutter never did. So, do you think that Mayor Paul Coogan's going to have a hard time with Boomer than he did with when Sam Sutter was going up against Mayor Paul Coogan.
Who are you asking, me?
I'm asking Alfonso.
Yeah, ask Alphonse. He would know.
Alfonso.
Can you repeat that, please?
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Okay, do you think that Mayor Paul Coogan's going to have a hard time with Boomer because than he did with Sam Sutter?
To be honest with you, I don't think so. As it stands right now, I think out of the two, to be honest with you, I think Coogan has Boomer any day. Now, in order for Boomer to win Coogan, he has to pretty much do a little harder with his campaign. Meaning that he has to really work. Because if you could put the scenario like Sutter and Coogan, Sutter didn't get back in because he implemented the 10-month fee program for the trash. And a lot of residents were against that. That's why Sutter lost and Coogan got in. On the other hand, a lot of people didn't like Sutter because he was a DA.
Yes.
So a lot of voters, didn't like that. So they went with they thought was the second best would have been Coogan, a school teacher, an educator. Which right now he's not doing too good. So it's a split down the line. It's going to be like either a tiebreaker or it's going to be a writing candidate that's going to win. Because a lot of people really don't know about Boomer. He hasn't really come out and really said what he really wants to do. As Coogan, he's already said that he's moving forward with his plan, whatever plan that is. So he's already set. And since he has more money in his account, like they say, money talks, everything else walks.
I disagree.
We know that. I disagree with
disagree.
that. I disagree with that.
No.
I totally disagree
You
with that.
should not, you know what? You shouldn't base anybody, no one should base a candidacy, whether they win or not, about how much money they have in their account. That's not how you base a win.
All right, one at a time. Go ahead, Annalisa.
I mean, look at, as an example, Kamala Harris, who spent $1 billion or so and lost. She spent more money on her campaign than President Trump did, and she lost. That is not the issue. Okay? The issue is not how much money somebody has in their account and they're going to win because they have more money. No. So what is this is what I don't understand. Okay? Alphonse said that Paul Coogan has the edge because he has plans, but you don't know what that is. And at the same time, Boomer Amaral, you say, doesn't have plans either, so he might end up losing. It doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So
right, pretty much.
So Alphonse, I know you like detailed plans. And it sounds like to me that Coogan nor Boomer has them. So why do you say Paul Coogan has an edge, or that it could be a tiebreaker?
Why?
Good.
Because as it stands right now,
Yeah.
if the election was held yesterday, Boomer would have probably gotten in. Close,
Okay.
but give a hint. He needs to, in order for him to win Coogan, like I said, he has to present himself and his plans better.
Better than Coogan.
Same thing with Coogan. Coogan has to pretty much resell himself. Both of them do. Other than that, we're gonna have a turnout like yesterday. No one's gonna show up.
Do you know how many people voted for Coogan and Amaral in the primary for the 6,000 that showed up approximately?
I know that Coogan wound up with the exact numbers I don't know offhand, but I know Coogan wound up with a little more than Boomer. But Boomer winded up with more than Caesar and any other candidate.
So it was about 3,000 to 3,000, something like that. So it was split.
Well, Caesar got votes between Caesar and the other two candidates.
Yeah.
They got about a little over 1,000 between the three of them.
Okay, so Boomer got
Coogan,
2.
right, and like I said, Coogan walked out with pretty close to 3,000.
I say about 3,770, something like that.
Right. So, like I said, it was a close call between him and Boomer. I think Boomer.
But now that the other two candidates are gone, I'm assuming.
Right.
Okay, so that's 1,000 votes. So if those people come out to vote and they do not vote for Coogan, you do have a tie. Or
Yeah.
Boomer Emerald could come out on top.
Well, as it stands right now, people are saying that they're not gonna vote for either or. They're gonna either leave it blank or put in a writing candidate. Which we all know, when you leave a blank spot, it counts as a Democratic vote. So right now it's in the loophole. Like you said, like I said earlier, it's right now it's a tie between the two. In order to break the tie, either or both have to come out and explain themselves better on what their plans are.
Okay, so what do you think made people vote for Boomer Emerald?
Basically, because Boomer Amaral said that he was going to eliminate the mayor's position.
Huh?
But
What do you mean?
what turns people off with Boomer Amaral is that he claims that he's going to put $4 on clams and stuff like that.
What?
Cohogs. Sorry about that. Cohogs. He's gonna make it where cohogs are $4 a piece.
I don't understand.
Now you just took off.
I don't understand.
That's what he said. That's what he said during the campaign thing, and that's what turns people off. So that's where he's losing votes.
Well, what was he trying to say?
That's the whole question is, what does he mean by $4 cohogs? Is he planning on, does he use cohogs as taxes, a form of a word of taxes? Because if that's the case, no one's going to vote for him because we're tired of the high taxes.
Yeah, I don't know what that means. So
Right. That's why I said that a lot of these candidates have to get into detail on what they're saying. Because when they throw a ridiculous thing out there like that, It turns the people off.
So why do you think Paul Coogan then came out with most of the votes? Because you know what happens in these primaries, like it happened in Fall River, you split the vote. So you know you have 2,000 going to Boomer Amaral, then you had the other 3 going to the other 2 candidates, and then you got all the three that went to Paul Coogan. So
Like I
in the general election, if the same 6,000 people show up to vote, you might have a tie, like you said.
right, right. Unless those people that voted for the other candidates do a write-in. But even then, that
Or
takes away from Boomer, but can also take away from Coogan. So right now, at the next election, it's a question mark who's going to win. In
right,
order
and
to
that's good.
win, in order to win the election, and I'm telling this to both candidates, not just one, not just Boomer, but not just Coogan, but both of them. Now's the time that you need to lay out your plan and how to go about doing your plan. You got what? We're in September, right? Second or third week in September.
Yeah.
You got October. You got pretty much a month and 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks tops to get your message out there.
Right.
And a plan on how you want, pretty much what you're gonna fix and how you're gonna fix it. Short, sweet, and leave it as that. Get
So
into detail. Get into detail, but make it short and sweet.
I have a question.
Sure.
How is so now? Now when Coogan was vice principal, okay, at Durfee High School, okay. Now what about the sexual assault that happened at Durfee High School when Kevin Aguirre brought that up in the school committee, and Coogan, and then they were over there trying to get an inside investigation when we needed an outside investigation. Okay, so that was on Mayor Paul Coogan's watch when he was vice principal. Okay, and that was on him. You know what I'm saying? So
Hi, Melinda. She's doing
yeah,
laundry.
no,
Oh,
I got a package, so. My
okay.
package came. So yeah, but with the sexual assault that happened, okay, at Durfee High School with the student, and they buried that. They buried it, and they wanted an inside investigation, but but uh, So, but they said no. They wanted an outside investigation. Okay, they
What
wanted.
year was that? What year was that
I don't
again?
even know. That was. I don't know what year it was, but uh, I'm sure one of these, the one, well, one Kevin Aguirre, the school committee, he brought that up during the school committee live, and where Mayor Paul Coogan was telling Colin Dias, "You have a stunning tie." Okay, you have a stunning tie. He kept on saying that. He said that like three times to Colin Dias. Okay, so why would somebody vote for Mayor Paul Coogan? Okay, when all this stuff was going on now, and also we have Durfee High School. Okay, don't get me started with this one. We have Durfee High School that's not paid off. Okay. We have Diamond School, okay, that's that we have to pay. Okay, so I mean, where is all the money? Where is all that? Where's the money to pay for all this? You're gonna Mayor Paul Coogan's gonna rely on the taxpayers? No, he shouldn't rely on the taxpayers. No, we're not paying for anything no more. Because Mayor Paul Coogan, all he does is raise taxes. Okay, he doesn't care about the people.
Can
Okay,
I ask
he
something?
doesn't care about you. He doesn't care about me. He doesn't care about anybody that lives in his community.
I have to ask, why do you think, both of you, Alphonse and Dave, why do you think Paul Coogan got 3,000 votes? Like, why do the people of Massachusetts always vote for the incumbent for the most part? Like, why do you think he got the 3,000 votes?
Why do
Because
I
a
think?
lot of students. I'll let you speak, Dave. Go ahead.
So, well, why do you, I really don't know why. I mean, maybe they think that things are gonna change. No, it's not. Things are not gonna change. They're gonna get the same answers like they've been getting for the last 2 years when Mayor Paul Coogan was in there.
Yeah, so why do you think why do you think people are still voting for him though? I know I've listened to Dave, I've listened to you, Dave, and I've listened to CJ and Chip talk about it. And you guys are not happy with
No, we're
Paul Coogan.
not.
Right.
We're not happy.
Um,
We're not happy with him.
So what is it with the other people that they like him? Go ahead, Alphonse.
Go ahead.
It's because he reached out to students, ex-students, and that liked him. That's why he got the votes. The majority of the votes is students that he knew would vote for him. We had Wayne Rigo tonight on WSAR at the 4 o'clock hour clearly state that he was on his son's back to go vote for 3 years to register to vote in that. Well, Coogan walked up to him. He went and registered to vote. So Wayne Rigo asked him on. Oh, because he was a school teacher, a principal. He came and asked me personally. So I went and did it. And I voted for him because he did such a good job teaching that
Okay, well,
person.
what students are you talking about though?
Well, the student that I'm preferring to just now, that was Wayne Rigo's child that went out and vote. The majority of the children I'm talking about is basically kids that are 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, that was in his class or was in Durfee at the time he was principal.
So you're
And
talking about ex-students. You're not talking about students. You're talking about ex-students
pretty
of
much
his.
ex-students. But there
Ex-students.
are some students that are in Durfee that's 18 now. Some people are 18 because I was 19 when I graduated Durfee.
Yeah, but that's not the majority. The
Right,
majority are the ex-students that voted, not students. Because when you
right,
said that, it makes me think of college students, and I don't
right.
know.
A majority of them, like they get out of school from Durfee and they move on to college. So I would say at least 50% of them, not like
Okay.
the whole majority, but at least 50% of them are either ex-students from Durfee or are in college now that had
All right.
him
So
when.
do you have the statistic? Is that a hard statistic? Is that correct? Like, is there proof of that?
Um, right now it's only rumors.
Oh, okay. So we really don't know then who voted
Right,
for Coogan and why. All right.
right. Basically, you would have to ask the individual that voted for him what touched him or her to vote for Coogan.
Well, I asked that
Because
question because, like I said, the people that I'm listening to do not like him and do not want him back in. But so that's why I'm wondering why, if only 6,000 people showed up, but you have a tie, sorta
right.
now you do. What is it about Paul Coogan that these people came out to vote for? You have you have a crime problem. You have high taxes. You've got a school problem. You've got all these problems. So what the heck makes people vote for these incumbents that don't do anything?
Because with Mayor Paul Coogan, 90% of the budget goes to the school department.
It could be the city workers though too, Alphonse.
Right. But like I said, a lot of workers that I've heard, they really don't like working under his leadership. But if they speak out against it, they're afraid of retaliation.
They're not going to do that. But the thing is that if they're going to go out and vote, they're going to know who voted against him. That's another problem that they have.
Right. But like I said, everybody has their reasons why they vote for him. But like I said, a lot of it has to do with the schooling. I had when I was in middle school, he was a guidance counselor in middle school when I went to Henry Lloyd. Eventually, he was there up until almost my senior year of Durfee. When I got on the work release program, he was in charge of the work experience program. It was like early release for students. And I already had a full-time job working on a farm. And he tried to get me a job that paid me less than the farm.
Okay, so but what is it about the people of Fall River that are attracted to Paul Coogan because of education?
My majority of it is education.
Yeah, why?
Other than that,
Why is that so important to people from River?
to be honest with me, to me, I think the school department, I have no use for the school department.
Because I heard
to me, I have no use. I'm going to stay out of the school because of the simple fact that I don't have any kids in the school department. I have 0 kids. So when it comes down to me speaking on behalf of schooling or anything like that, I have to accuse myself from which, because a responsible voter or responsible person would stand back. But I can speak on about my cousins, my nieces, my nephews, and all that. But all of them are not in Fall River schools. They're out of town. A lot of my friends that used to live here in Fall River decided to look into the school department and realize that the school department is poorly performing. So they wind up moving out of the city to better schooling.
right.
And that's a main issue with why a lot of people are turned off by Coogan. But at the same time, there's people saying that he's doing a good job in the school
I don't think
department.
they know what they're talking about. So,
Right,
Dave, what do
right,
you think
right.
about the school?
So I got a question for Alfonso. So Alfonso, so how is Mayor Paul Coogan doing a good job? How is he
To
doing a
me,
good job? When he's hired, wait, hold on, let me speak. When he's raising taxes.
There's an echo again. Where's the echo? Why is there an echo?
It's probably my end. It's probably my end.
Can you get rid of it?
Well, it's my room. It's not just, I can try to shut the door here. It's just that my room echoes. It's always echoed. And my room is full, as you can see. So I guess it's the room itself.
All right, so let me talk again. All right, so what do you? What you? What was I saying before? I forgot.
You were asking what? You were asking me. You're in the middle of asking me. Is what do I think Mayor Paul Coogan is doing good for the city? I
I
guess.
asked about the school.
So
I asked.
what do you think? What is Mayor Paul Coogan doing for the city? Besides, wait a second. Besides market rate housing and raising taxes and raising taxes.
Well, actually, to me, that's all bad. That's not good. The market rate housing, we've been saying that since day one, that it was a bad idea. On the other hand, he's doing something with the housing. Molly, stop it.
But what about the waterfront project? Is that what people like? Do they like the waterfront project that he was talking about at the debate?
Well, actually, the waterfront. Give me a second. The waterfront, that to me, the plan was that was supposed to be all open space for the residents. If there was going to be any type of building or anything, there should be parking for that waterfront. We took down the spaghetti lamps because it was an extraction to some of the residents of the waterfront. They wanted to view the waterfront. They don't want to view a disgusting, non-maintained spaghetti lamp. And that's the problem with the city, is that no matter what they do to improve the city, it's they don't maintain nothing. And City Hall doesn't, no one that leads in City Hall gets on and their employees to go out there and do their job. But they collect them.
Where's the waterfront?
The waterfront is basically all of Taunton River. From Battleship Cove right up until the Bicentennial Bridge. The new Brightman Street Bridge. Well, they consider that little small section the waterfront. Everything from Braga Bridge to Tiverton Line is mostly all developed with housing, the pier, and other stuff like that. But their main.
So you guys have a stormwater fee?
Yes, which actually is against the law. We cannot charge rainwater fee that runs on the roof, down the gutter, and down into the drain. Under the law, it's against the law. But the way that the people that represent us on shutting it down misrepresents us, because they say that the money that's collected from the stormwater fee goes to the CFO project, which we're already getting billed for the CFO separately. During the water board meeting, it was clearly stated that they need those stormwater fee to give towards pay salaries. That's where the money's going. It's going towards the water department's pay salaries, a portion of it.
Mm-hmm.
I got a question for that. What do you know about the stormwater fees? But what do you know? Yeah, but I know that the stormwater fees are going up.
Oh crap! You're right.
That's what it said.
Yes, yes, they are going up, and basically it's to cover the pay raises. So every time when the stormwater fee goes up or anything like that, it means that it's an increase in their salaries.
So when you get the water bill, there's a stormwater fee attached to it?
Yes, it's included. It's all included, but it's a line item. They give you a line item on how much you're getting charged.
And how much is that?
It depends on the house. Or the businesses get paid more. They pay more. 3 tenement houses, 6 tenement houses, they're considered as a business, so they're getting charged as a business fee.
So
As
you
a
mean
single
that they're
family,
getting, you mean that they're getting like taxed like a commercial building?
yes. All your like anything with 4 apartments or more, they consider it commercial, meaning that it's a moneymaker. So they're gonna charge you as a commercial enterprise
Yeah, but
tax.
does it depend? But does it depend on the square footage, or does it depend on how much water you use?
Basically, it's square yardage. They go by that. They affiliate that into it. But yes, so if you have yardage wise, yes, it's all affiliated into it. It's just
So does
that
it
they
change
go.
every 3 months? Does the water bill change every 3 months? I'm talking about the stormwater fee.
The stormwater fee really doesn't change. It only goes higher. So if you have no rain for 3 months, they're gonna still charge you the last bill that was paid. So if you had 20 storms, you're gonna get charged for those 20 storms for those 3 months.
I've never heard that before. Other cities have systems
It's
that kind of another bull fee. Yes. Who put that in?
The water, it was all worked out through the water department. And when you go back to the old meetings to look it up, they're no longer available.
But who implemented it? Who implemented it? Under whose direction? Was it Paul Coogan?
No, it was Mayor Bob Correa that implemented it back in 08 and 09.
Oh, so you've had it since 09.
Yeah, it was like 2008, 2009 that it was worked out and they passed it and started enforcing.
You're lucky you didn't get rid of it.
Right. And basically when you ask them this, they use the cover line as it's for the CFO project. It covers the CFO project. But if you listen to the water board meeting on it, they clearly stated that it's going to pay salaries. So every time when they get pay raises, that line item's gonna go up. That's what covers the pay raises.
All right. So
when you go back to view that meeting, right, he did nothing with that. But on the other hand, people want it off, and he hasn't removed it off. Will Flanagan he ran on that to have it dropped. He tried in court, but the court shut it down. Because he got misinformed on the information. water department said it was the CFO project. That's where the money's going. But if Flanagan would have taken that tape from the meeting where it clearly states that it goes towards pay salaries, Flanagan could have won it. But at the time, it wasn't stated until after Flanagan was out of office.
Of
Well,
course.
I got
So
a
it was.
question.
Go ahead.
Joe Rebello said it's not justified.
What, the stormwater fee is not justified?
Yeah, well, yeah, he said it's not justified. But over here, he said the city has a CSO, but do not have a stormwater fee, but it's another bull fee. So,
Right. It
but
always is.
someone's pocketing money, but that's why we need forensic audit, because someone's pocketing money.
Okay, so
Joe
he says
Rebello.
that the stormwater fee is not justified.
Yeah,
Probably not, but how do you fight that if it's not justified? This is the problem, I think, with the lawmakers that you have in City Hall, is that they practically just get to do whatever they want, and no one has a say in it. You don't even vote for it. They don't even
pretty much.
vote for it.
And that's the thing I've been saying. Everything that comes to the table should be put on the ballot and let the people decide. And we need on these bills that people pass. Well, if they put it on the ballot like it should be, we need details on how is it going to affect us. How our questions has to be answered with these bills that they put on the ballot. But that's not happening. What's happening is that they draft these bills, they make them up, and then they just pass them without any input from the residents.
Right.
And when it comes time for the residents to speak up on it, it's already too late because they passed it.
Right. Yeah, they do that all the time. Yeah, they do.
Right. So it's like
it doesn't make it right. It's not right anyway. So that's tyranny. That's tyranny.
Right, and that's what the city. That's what the city's well known for doing. It's been like that for years.
Yeah.
So pretty much whoever. My question. I have a comment that might help out either or candidate. If you make up laws or ordinance or anything like this, it would help you out if you let the voters decide on election day and put it on the ballot. So you can have a fantastic idea or a bad idea, still put it on the ballot and let the voters vote for it. So if they don't want the good thing or the bad thing, it gets shut down.
Well, Paul Coogan has proven that he doesn't do that, but will Boomer Emerald do that?
Now that's a question that he would have to answer himself. Is he willing to do that? I know if I was mayor, that would be the first thing I would do. No matter if I'm right or wrong, is let the voters decide on what's best for them. I can come up like we said, we all can come up with suggestions. It's up to the people to decide if it's right for them or not. And in order to do that, you need to put it on the ballot. And before you put it on the ballot, you need to pretty much explain your plan on the bill that you want these people to pass. What's the good points about it? What's the bad points?
You have to do that.
Right.
So,
Right.
but if you're gonna, but the thing is just like the state forensic audit, it still hasn't happened yet, even though you voted for it. The people of
Right.
Massachusetts voted for a forensic audit, and they still haven't gotten it.
Right. And we also voted for the death penalty back, and the governor rejected it and shut it down.
Of
So
course,
again, that like governor at the time, I would believe it was Deval Patrick that shut it down.
yeah.
And again, all these people say, "Oh, I listen to my voters." Well, that right there is not listening to your
No,
voters.
they do not. So Linda says that would Boomer like to answer that question? Is he coming on?
Boomer would have to answer that question. Um, uh, he's not. I don't know. I don't know if he. No, he's not coming on today. He'll probably be on tomorrow. So I don't
Oh,
know because I did ask him. So he may have. He may have a debate going on, or he may be going out there or hosing signs. So
well, that is a question. That is one of the things that you can bring up to Boomer Emerald is the stormwater fee.
yeah. Matter of fact, I'll bring that up right now. While I'm over here, I'll bring it up to him now.
I mean, would he do something about it, and would he put further fees or higher taxes or whatever? Will he put it on the ballot so people will know what is going on and that people can vote for it?
I'm gonna text him right now.
Because that's what a lot of people in Florida have been saying is that it would be nice that when they draft these bills and that is give us information on it and then put it on the ballot instead of making decisions for us. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're trying to be mommy and daddy or a babysitter and making decisions without our acknowledgement.
Well, that's why you
To
have
me,
to be on That's why you have to be on their case. That's why you have to watch. Unfortunately, that's how it is right now. You have to watch everything they do because they're not being honest.
now I started really getting into politics when I was like 17, 18 years old. When I was watching, gosh, when the Four Rivers Media was on Channel 13 back in the 90s when Pamela Watts or whatever her name is had the Four River News. It was basically this area of news. That's when I started really getting into the politics mix and really listening to what they said. And sometimes I ask these people questions and they can't answer me and they tell me, well, that's a good question. I have to get back to you. And luckily I didn't hold my breath because I would have been dead by now. I'm still waiting for some of the answers for the questions I asked.
Hey, I
One
also
guy
have
was,
a. Okay, my ears. I'm very sensitive, right? So I'm very sensitive, and when it's loud, sometimes I get a little edgy. So because of very sensitive hearing right now. But what I want to say is that today there was a diamond today. There was a possible. They had to lock down the school today because somebody said that a student had a gun, but the police was there, and but they didn't. They said it was a hoax, but I don't believe it. Um, and But they said that they didn't find any gun at all in the school. So yeah, so they had helicopters in the air today, and they had police down uh, at the school, at the Diamond, and yeah, it was a actually it was a pretty mess over there. So, but they didn't find no gun over there, so they lifted the lockdown. I wanted to make sure that everybody knew about that because Florida Reporter was there. I didn't cover it. I wish I was there to cover that, but.
So Joe Rebello says to put the stormwater fee on the ballot. Yeah. Yes, I agree.
I do. I agree with that as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a question. Boomer just messaged me back. Okay, he says working to remove it if possible for everyone, but at the minimum for the elderly and for those who do not have city empathy units. One, find a way to remove it for all. So he's got it right here. Matter of fact, I'm going to send this to Annalisa. Annalisa, I'm going to send this to you.
So, okay. So
and
he
I
said
want-
that he was going to try and remove it first for the elderly and then for everybody.
Yeah, I'm gonna send it to you. Maybe you can read it a little bit better, all right. Than me. So, you know, because I have a problem with speech, you know. I just sent it to you.
I have the same problem like you, David, with the speech.
Oh,
I have a speech impediment I had since I was a kid.
yeah.
So I understand where you're coming from. And when I came to four of the schools when I was 10, four of those schools were supposed to give me a speech therapist, and they never did. It was part of my IEP plan.
Me too. But let Annalisa read that out.
Oh, well, he said what you said. He said, work to remove it if possible for everyone, but at the minimum for the elderly and for those who do not have city amenities. I don't know what that means. Until I find a way to remove it for all. So he wants to remove it. He wants to remove it. And he would start out with the elderly and the people that don't use city amenities, and then for everybody. Okay, that's his plan for that.
That's his plan for that one.
Yeah,
But,
that's not going to be easy to remove. That's not going to be easy to remove.
Well, he's gonna try.
Yeah, you gotta try. Yeah, definitely try.
I'll give him that one because he's gonna try. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, you know, I have confidence that he'll remove it. You know what I'm saying?
So, what are the other issues that the residents of Fall River are concerned about? Which one is the stormwater fee, and what else?
The stormwater fee, and what else? I forgot.
Crime, right? Is it crime?
Well, we got crime. Yeah,
Right.
there's crime issues here.
Also, the fire stations, the conditions of the fire stations. What's their plan on that? As my calculation figures, we're actually, with the city this size, with all new buildings being built and that, we're already short 2 fire stations. We need 2 more fire stations added to the mix on top of rebuilding the fire stations that we have, because they've been neglected for so long that they all need to be rebuilt. Infrastructure like streets and sidewalks.
Yeah, you guys can talk.
Streets and sidewalks is another big issue that we have in the city. We noticed that Oak Grove Avenue got repaved and it got dug up again.
Oh,
After spending millions of dollars, they went back out there less than within a week after it was paved and dug back up. That needs to stop.
Yeah, that's
When
a
you
waste of
open up a street, everything should be Mike, once you open up a street, everything should be replaced. So if you're going to replace water pipes on one street, then you need to do water pipes, gas pipes, sewer pipes, the whole entire 9 yards at once. And the problem is the city doesn't do that. They'll let the water department, for example, dig up the side, Oak Grove Ave, repave it all, and then a week later, gas company's ripping it back up again. After they repave it, the sewer department will go out there and re-rip it up.
Oh my
So
God.
isn't that? So to me, that's one, wasteful spending. Two, it's a stupid idea to do it that way. And who's
You
ever
know why they do it
brainstormed
that
that
way?
it should go.
Do you know why they do it that
Why
way?
do I?
Yeah. Do you know
Why?
why?
Because
I
they
mean,
don't
I
want
know.
to.
I think.
They
I
don't
think
want.
I know why. Why do you think?
All right, go ahead.
Okay, they do it that way, I believe, is because these workers keep getting paid.
Correct. But at the same time, it's not the same department that's going out there and doing it. Now,
Exactly.
my plan was, well, if you dig up like the size of Oak Grove Ave, now the department dug up, let's say the first block, put the water pipe in. Now they're working on the second block. Now the first block, the gas company can go in there, replace that first block, then and go on down the thing. Now, when the whole entire thing's done, replace your water, so on and so forth, then you repave it with the last coat. Meaning that all the pipes are in, all your gas pipes are in, all your water pipes are in, all your sewer pipes and drains are in. Now we can put the final coat on of tar and
Oh yeah, that
replace
makes
all
more
the
sense.
sidewalk.
Yeah, that makes
The
more sense.
problem why they don't do it is because they don't want to leave a dirt road because people complain that their cars get dirty. And they have to slow down when there's dirt. They can't go 40 in a 25 mile an
Well, you
hour
know what
zone.
they do? They do detours. That's what they do. You do detours.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So,
But when the detour's done, when they end their shift, they open up the road again
right.
because they
So,
only work 8 hours.
so Joe Rebello says that the city should have ordinances for people that don't keep landscaping in front of their house. Is that a problem as well?
There is an issue with people not taking care of their properties. The problem that we have in the city is sidewalks. We have sidewalks that have weeds 6 feet tall.
Oh goodness.
It's a public sidewalk. It's
Yeah.
up to DCM to go out there and weed whack this and weed the public sidewalks.
Right.
Now, when it comes to snow removal, we do
Yeah.
have an ordinance on public sidewalks
Yeah.
that it's up to the property owner to shovel out the public sidewalks of snow. But on the
Right.
other hand, to keep who's in charge of cleaning the sidewalks, maintaining the sidewalks from litter, trash, illegal dumping, and weeds, cracks in the sidewalks is our local DCM. Those are the guys that have to go out and pick up the trash off the sidewalks, weed the sidewalks, and so on and so forth with the sidewalks.
Well,
The only thing that
if that's not happening, Alphonse, that means that I think what needs to happen is that the people are gonna whatever property is in front of their homes, whether it's like you said, 6 feet of weeds on the sidewalk, and overgrown bushes, they're going to have to take care of it because the city obviously isn't going to do it.
Correct. Now, my father owned property on the corner of Rodman and Tecumseh Street. I took care of that property with him from 94 until 2023. He passed away, his house went into foreclosure, so on and so forth. But that's a different story I'll get on topic another time with. But I was out there every day cleaning up my sidewalk, and I would complain to the city all the time. They tried to tell me that it was my job to clean the public sidewalk
Yes, and
until
that's
I
what
showed them.
right. And that's why they don't come out and do it because they think that the property owner
It's
should
the
do it.
property owner.
I don't think they're
But
right. I don't agree with that. I think it is public and
yes,
they should take care of
it's
it.
correct. And which, speaking of which, I have the law right here stating that it's up to DCM to go out there and do it.
Yes, of course.
It's in the book. It's in the books. The only thing that residents have to do on the sidewalks, and even that I think is wrong, is shovel it.
Right. I agree.
The only things that property owners should shovel is from their front door to the sidewalk.
To the sidewalk.
That's it.
Right.
The city needs to come up with a plan because a lot of elderly people own houses, like my father. He was a senior, he had heart condition and he had lung cancer. He was ordered by the doctor not to shovel snow of any kind.
Right. Well, that's heavy. Yeah.
Right. I end up going out there. My doctor yelled at me for going out there because of my heart. I have a bad heart. I have what you call AFib, meaning that I can drop.
So there's nobody in the neighborhood, like kids, that can come and do it for like people. There's like nobody like that there.
No.
Like high school kids.
See what
like
happened? I'm kind of. I hate to say this, but my dad passed away, and he did a lot for the city. And he was never recognized, just like myself. And we took care of an abandoned lot and all. And my father got fined for it and all. And these are the things that they don't care. They just want the residents to do it, but take credit for it.
Okay, but yeah, they're always like that. Those are politicians. That's what they do. My question is this.
Right.
If there is a problem, like Joe Ribello says, if there's a problem and say the elderly cannot do it because of their health or whatever, why can't you have a program in the school where the high schoolers, the older ones, the junior and the seniors come out, have a program, come out and clean up the weeds and the bushes?
I suggested that when Mayor Will Flanagan was in office. I came up with that, having these kids in the morning, have a class, teach them how to use the equipment and stuff, and then send them out there in the afternoon after lunch. 4 hours. Have them go out there and clean the streets. Have them go out there and shovel out the people that can't shovel.
Does it have to be equipment? Does it have to be equipment? Can't it be something else?
Basically, you can do it with how I used to do the weeding.
Yeah.
I used to use a scraper. I used to get right in the crack with the scraper and weed it out. And then you sweep up the dirt and all that with brooms.
Yeah.
The problem that we have is that, one, no one's taught right on how to do the job. Number two, lack of enforcement of supervisors making their employees do it. And number three, laziness. No one wants to do it.
Well,
That's the problem that we have.
I know, but it doesn't look good. See, the problem is that if people come down to the city and want to take a look or hang around or whatever, and they see something like that, they're not going to like it. They're going to stay away from the area. They're not going to want to
Correct.
spend money or visit or get tourists, and it has to be clean.
Right. And like I said, it has to be clean of trash, weeds, and graffiti. Those are three things, and people begging on corners. When someone comes off an exit and sees 6 foot weeds in the middle of Plymouth Avenue and see a homeless guy there with a bunch of trash, they're gonna coming from Providence, come off the exit and go right back on to go down to the Cape.
So, okay, I don't get this. Now, if it was my property and I saw 6 feet weeds in front of the sidewalk in my property, I think I would get rid of it. I think I would just pull them out or do
Yeah.
something. Why
My
wait?
father would not wait until someone takes a picture of it and posts it on the internet before
Yeah,
something
and
gets
then
done.
you get a citation. Just do it.
But the thing is that the city should citate themselves on the public sidewalks.
Forget about
Now
that.
there is
Okay.
now
Hey,
on the city on the property owner's side, if your yard's not cut, technically they can fine you for it. There is an ordinance on the books on that you have to maintain your property clean from trash, debris, overgrown grass, overgrown trees. Your tree can't hang over onto the public sidewalk. There is ordinances on that. But the problem is lack of enforcement. And it's not just on the city side, it's also on the property owner side, because these realtors that sell these properties don't fulfill on the ordinance. Look, the city has an ordinance that you gotta keep your yard clean. So if you're one of them people that don't keep your yard clean and don't cut your grass, then this ain't a house for you. You're better off going to a community that allows that. And that's the problem. It's a catch-22. Everybody gets the blame for on this matter.
Well, I think you're missing the point, Alphonse. My point is this: like you used to do, you would go and scrape out the weeds, like you would do it. That's what people
Right.
need to do, because obviously the city's not doing it because they expect the residents to do it. So why don't they do it? Is my question. You did it. How come they don't? If I saw it in front of my property and I saw that, I would clean it up. So why isn't it that people there that see that in front of their property clean it up?
The thing is, because we have a law ordinance that states that it's up to DCM to clean up the public sidewalk.
Well, but
The problem is,
that's the problem.
right, the problem is that no one takes a stand and say, if you don't do it, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to send you a bill like I've done. And I got slapped in the face with my bill plenty of times. As it stands right now, for me doing it all that time, it's over $1 million that the city owes me on labor costs and removal
Listen,
of the
you
grass
know what?
and stuff.
This is what needs. This is
all right,
my
hold on.
opinion, and this is what needs to happen. I think this is what needs to happen. This is again my opinion. Obviously, the city is not doing anything about it because there seems to be a problem with the overgrown weeds,
Right.
and it doesn't look good. The neighborhood, the people that live in that neighborhood have to clean it up. That's it. Period. That's all. That is
Yeah.
the only solution.
Correct. I do agree.
Don't wait for the city to do it because they're not going to do it. You have to do it
Correct.
yourself. You have to do it yourself. That's
Right. And in which cases, from that point on, once people like my father and I that did it, and other people in the community that do it, we all need to bond together and get on City Hall's back about it. And that's the
No.
problem that we have.
No,
Is that
no,
some people,
Point.
no.
You're missing
See,
the
you're
point.
missing
You're
my
missing the
point.
point.
You're missing the point, Alphonse. You're missing the point.
Spons, you're
no,
missing the
no.
point.
I see your point that people should take more pride into their city. I do agree with that. I do. I do.
All right, so I got a question.
Whoops.
No, that's Linda. You all right, Linda? You all right?
Amy just had a video recently showing a perfect example of overgrown bushes and where
Yeah.
he had to walk on the street because he couldn't walk on the sidewalk. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I
Now,
want to. All right. So he said David Mead just had a video recently showing that a perfect example of homegrown bushes where he had walked on the street and because he couldn't
He couldn't
walk
walk
on
on the
the
sidewalk.
sidewalk. Yeah. So I had to walk on. So that was on Osborne Street. Yeah. I did show. Matter of fact, there's a perfect example. On Osborne Street, there is bushes, the things that stick right out. They stick
And so
right out.
again, right, Dave. So my question is, why doesn't anybody clean it? If the city's not going to do it because they're not doing it, why don't the residents get together and clean it up?
Well,
that's the thing.
hold on, I'm not done speaking. Sorry, Alfonso.
Dave. It's okay. Go ahead.
No, but I want to say that maybe they're too lazy and they think that the DCM is going to go over there and clean it up. Maybe, I don't know, but people just plain lazy. Maybe they just like big bushes.
Okay, all right, fine. Okay, but why, if somebody notices it, like Joe Rebello, for instance, how come? Why can't he, if it bothers him and others, get together with other men or maybe women that want to go at a certain section where it's pretty bad and clean it up?
Maybe.
They would, but a lot of these property owners threaten to charge them with trespassing and damage of property.
No, I'm
So
talking
that's
about
why
the public.
do it.
No, I'm not talking about private. I'm talking about the public areas, not the private. No, you can't touch the private. I'm talking about the public areas where the overgrown bush is going on the sidewalk. That you can clean up.
Correct. The thing, like David said, it's basically lack of respect, act of laziness, and nowadays people don't want to clean up. They don't even want to clean up their own house.
I'm sorry, Alfonso.
Never mind.
Joe Rebello said that he would do it. Would you guys join him in cleaning it up and putting it in the trash bags and going to the city dump or wherever it is that you got to throw this trash out instead of leaving it on the streets if they don't pick it up?
To be honest with you, yeah, I would. I've done Adopt a Highway from 94 to 98 with ROTC, so I don't have a problem doing that.
I mean, I would do it too, but it all depends. I mean, what day he does it, because I work too.
Right.
So.
It has to be a team effort.
Right.
So
Joe, for bringing it up, you brought it up before. You said it before. When I was reading the comments, you have mentioned it before. So it does bother you. It does bother you, and it should bother you because it would bother me. It would drive me nuts. So you go to the public, where it's public, and you clean up the sidewalks and get together with at least now Alphonse and David and see if you can get a schedule and clean up something, and maybe others will join you.
Correct. I know that there's a lot of community out. Like I know Christopher used to go out there and do it sometimes. He went out there and did the rail trail. Um, the, how should I say it? I'm not really sticking up for anybody or anything, but it's like you said, it's a schedule thing. It's an effort thing, and it's just getting together, sitting down, coming up with a plan, strategy on how to tackle the problem. And that
That
sometimes
is
that's
enough.
where disagreements come in.
That.
Um,
Don't even go there. Don't even start with that. You haven't even started, and you're already starting with disagreements. That is another issue for Boomer Amaral. Is that right there? What Joe Rebello is talking about.
right. But I do agree that we more people need to go out there and help out. I
Yes,
do
and you
agree
know
with
what?
that.
And you know what,
I,
Alphonse?
I do.
It has to start with somebody or some people before others get involved.
Correct.
Yeah, no, you don't want to work on private property. No, you don't want to do that.
Right. Because,
No.
like I was saying, me and my father and I took care of an abandoned lot for years,
Yeah.
and we tried to take over it as eminent domain, but we got the runaround through the courts and through the city.
Eminent domain
I'm
is
taking it over.
is from the government,
No,
not a
as a
resource.
civilian, you can do it. As a civilian, you can take eminent domain. In order to take over as eminent domain, you
Yeah.
have to maintain it for 3 years. If there's any taxes owed on it, you have to pay the back taxes off and maintain it for 3 years. Now, you can take over eminent domain as long as you have proof that you've been taking care of the property. Now, the government can take eminent domain over property as well. But the loophole with that is that the city or government has to maintain that property for at least 10 years. That's where the difference is. As a civilian, it's 3 years. As the government, it's 10 years. But if the abandoned property that's there, if the owner can prove he had no acknowledgement of the condition of the property, you can lose your bid on that.
Okay. I don't
I'm
think
taking
that
it over.
people are going to have to worry about that, Alphonse. I really don't think people are going to go that route. But
I
Right.
want to
but
get I want to get back to Puma and in the election. I believe this and but talking about property and properties and talking about how we're going to get people outside to you know cut the bushes and so. I mean, it takes a little bit of team effort for people to do that. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Barbello said, you know what I'm saying? It takes a team, like Alfonso said, it takes a team effort. If one person starts it, then any person comes out and the other person comes out and helps. And because I used to clean up. I used to clean up Whipple Street. Okay. I used to pull the weeds on Whipple Street, sidewalks in front of schools and everything. I did all that. Okay. Matter of fact, I had Fall River Government Television at that point. Came down, record everything. Even on Harrison Street here too, I did the same thing down here too. I cleaned up a lot here. So I did all of that. So I wouldn't mind doing it again. So, Annalisa, are you still there?
What'd you say? Yeah.
Okay. So, did you hear? You did hear what I was talking about?
Well, you said something about taking care of the land, right?
Like people, if you get people, you gotta get the majority of the people that are out there, okay, to clean up and help and help cut the weeds and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So even if you had two people out there, if you have two people out there, then another person sees it, and then that person, then next thing you know, you got like 5 people out there helping out.
Well, yeah, that's what we said.
Correct. Correct. Because when I lived on the corner with my father, we started doing it, and then they started putting new developments across the street. And those people started seeing us do it, and they would do the same thing. They would follow us. So pretty much on that corner was pretty well maintained. Now you go by there, it's not so maintained no more. Cause
Right.
like I said, I've been off of that corner for 2 years now, going on 3. And people moved out of there, and the corner's not the same.
Right. Right. That's the problem.
It's all new people. Right. It's basically, well, I see my neighbor's yard looking like that. Well, no one's saying none. I'm gonna do the same. And it's sad to say, but that's how it is.
I know, but
It
that's
ain't
not
like
right.
right. It's not. It's not right. Cause I remember when I was a kid, when I first moved in this city, one of my chores were to clean up outside, and that was my. You want to go outside and play? Well, here's your playtime. Go clean. And get your friends involved. You want to play with your friends? Well, your friends can help you clean. The quicker you get it done, the quicker you can go play. And that's what basically society needs now. You know, but what we had when we were kids ain't like kids today.
Right. No, it's not the same thing.
No.
But you
And
have to
because
show
if you
them.
ask,
You have to show them.
correct. I do that with my nieces and nephews and cousins and that. You know, if they want something, I tell them, well, I want something too. And what I want and what I get is two different things. I have to work for it. And they look at me and I go, yeah, so if you want $1 to go to the store and buy a candy, you have to do something for that $1. What are you going to do for that $1? And they look at me like, well, my mom gives me money when I ask for it. And I go, well, how does your mom teach you responsibility? But she works. Yeah, she works hard for that $1. You need to work to earn that $1. Because either way, you're going to get the $1 either way. Because basically, your mom's working to support you.
Well,
So in return, your mom.
and that's the point. So you have to get maybe the high schoolers involved, like a volunteer program, or you guys go out and do it, or both of you know what I mean? Like some things can be done if the city's not going to do it.
Correct.
And the city should be
Now, I
embarrassed.
even offer. Yes, I'm embarrassed to look at this city. And I've been in this city for 36 years now. I'm embarrassed of this city.
I'm embarrassed of it myself. I bet I lived here all my life.
You guys are embarrassed, but I mean the city officials should be embarrassed.
Well, I don't know about the city officials being embarrassed, but I know I'm embarrassed because hold on, Alfonso, hold on. I have to walk down the street, or I have to get on the bus. I got to ride my electric bike down the street and see trash all over the place, and trash all over the place. People throwing cups out the window of their cars and everything. You know what I'm saying? I'm embarrassed of this city. Okay, I am embarrassed, and I think Mayor Paul Coogan should be embarrassed too because he sees the problem, but he doesn't take care of the problem. He sees it, but he don't take care of it.
Correct.
Joe Rebello says, what if the city provides incentives to landlords who keep up their properties? What kind of incentives?
Ask Joe Rebello that one.
I know if I was gonna do something for property owners that keep their yards clean, an incentive. Will Flanagan had an incentive that if he saw you working outside your house, cleaning up, he would give you a gift card to like Dunkin' Donuts, Stop and Shop or something. But at least he was appreciative to go around, and if he saw a resident or somebody cleaning up, he would reward them in some way or something. He would give him the incentive to go out there and go take pride in your city. Because if I see you, I'm going to give you a gift card of some sort. In a way, yeah, it was a $10 card or a $25 card or whatever. But it made that person feel important. That he was doing something right. No, so an incentive, yes, in a way I do agree. Maybe in like a tax thing, a tax credit or some sort, you know what I'm saying? Or some
Yeah.
type of recognition of appreciation for what
But
you've done for the city.
yeah, it's too bad that it has to come to that though, because as an adult and like second nature that you would want to keep your property clean. Even if you rent a place, you should keep it clean.
Right. Where I am now, we all work as a team where we live. We all help one another. Matter of fact, me and the girl that lives here, me and her pretty much joke around and goof around because I'll go out there and cut the lawn, and she'll be like, "You took my job." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she'll push me off the lawnmower. I'm doing the lawnmower now. You go do something else, you know. So, and she herself is sick as well. She shouldn't be doing some of the stuff, but she does it anyway. She works on cars and all, you know? So, like I said, everybody does, where I live, everybody does their part on this corner. And where I live now, we all have a communication with the neighbors. If we have a problem, you know, we go talk to each other about it. The other day, the garbage guy screwed up the bins. They took a bin and didn't return it in the right spot. So the guy had to go up and down to see if one of us had his garbage bin. And come to find out, it was like down at the end of the street. Luckily, the street only has like 6 houses on one side, you know. So luckily, he found it. But that's the thing, it's communication between neighbors, and like everybody said on the talk show, everybody talked about today, is that it's a team effort. So on this street, it's a team effort. Even the church across the street, he asked me to help him out, scrape it, because his dirt washes away every rainstorm. So nice guy that I am, I went out there and shoveled it up and tossed it back in his yard like he wanted. You know? And that's the thing I do. Even though I'm not a religious, even though I'm not a religious person or anything, I don't go to church. I don't believe in the churches or anything. But he's my neighbor. I respect him because he's my neighbor. I help him out. He'll help me out. You know, we're supposed to help one another, no matter if we agree or disagree with them. But when it comes down to cleanliness and keeping an area clean, a lot of disagreements kind of go out
Well,
the
my
window
point
because
is, well, okay, but my point is this, is if the city isn't going to do anything, then it's gonna be up to the residents to figure out what to do on, in the public spaces, not the private properties. If you cannot
right,
walk on the sidewalk, you gotta clean it up. Somebody has to do that.
correct. Which in the 90s, they actually made it where trees can't overlay from the property because there was an incident on Warren Street where bushes were overgrown and it was blocking a view of a driver. Well, a garbage truck wind up hitting a kid because the kid had to jump out on the street on his bicycle and he wind up getting hit and killed because of stuff like this. And
Yeah, and that's the question. What happens, like Dave, who had to go around the bushes on the sidewalk? What happened if he got hit by a car or another bike? Who does he sue? The city or the property owner or both?
it'll have to be the combination of the both. Because one, it's a tree that's on private property that grew over the sidewalk.
Right.
Number two, you would have to go to the city because the city was supposed to maintain everything from the property line to the street. So pretty much you would have to sue both of them. And then let the courts decide who's at fault. Because legitimately, they're both at fault. The property owner's at fault for letting the tree
Well,
grow that far.
well, that's the
And
owner's
it's up
fault
to the
then.
city.
I think that's the
It's
owner's
up to
fault.
the city. It's up to the city because now it grew over the fence over to the sidewalk, which the city could go out there and trim it themselves and also give the property owner a warning stating that, hey, we have a law ordinance in the city that has to keep your tree behind your property line.
Well, let me
Anything
tell you,
over the
that is
property
something
line, you're
for
going to have to
Boomer
sign.
and Raul to figure out what to do, because if that's an
Again,
issue, that is something he needs to take up. Don't you think?
correct. Yes, correct. Basically, like I said, someone has to bring this issue up. And basically, you have residents that are willing to help do this stuff, and then you got residents that don't. Now,
Right.
the residents that want to do it, like me, David, and the person that you were talking about,
Joe
maybe
Rebello.
the city should give us a job on doing this. We can volunteer in the meantime, but eventually give us a job on teaching these younger people to go out there and do it and get a new job creation in City Hall
Well, that comes
within
later, though.
this year.
Yeah,
I
we do
understand
need.
what
We
you're saying, but you have to start first.
but
Right,
we
right.
wait. Listen, we do need a program though. We do need a
Yeah.
program to be started.
Yes, we do need a thing like CETA, a street program to go out there and clean the streets like CETA used to do back in 89, 90, and 91.
CETA
They
program.
ended
Yeah,
it. You remember that, right?
I remember the CETA program. My sister used to work for CETA a long time ago, and a lot of my cousins
I,
used to work for CETA.
I was 13 years old when I applied for CETA, and they told me that they weren't doing it no more. Because they didn't have any more funding. So CETA ended when I was 13 years old. So I wound up going up to Westport and cutting lawn up on Westport when I was 13 years old that summer. Now, when I came to be 14 and in high school, I winded up going to Sampson's farm up on Westport. And I used to travel every day after school and go do work. So yeah, a lot of kids, 13, 14 high school year students are looking for money. They want to go out for the summer, hang out with kids after whatever. And that would be perfect for the kids to work part-time, 4 or 5 hours in the morning and have the afternoon off. Then you get paid on Friday. You get a couple of $100 in your pocket. You go out to McDonald's with your friends, take them out to the theater, so on and so forth. They're the ones that are going to drop money in these businesses throughout the city. So in a way,
we do need a CETA program.
so some type of program is needed. But in order, like Alalina was saying, that we need someone to at least kick it off, to start it. Like we did on the corner of Army and Tecumseh Street, like you did on Whipple Street, and so on and so forth. It's just basically we have to start from there and then work with the game plan on the good points, work on the good points and work on the bad points on it. And so it's a fusible thing that's going to happen daily, weekly, monthly, yearly, until we have a good system.
Yes.
Yep.
But basically, it basically, like what we talked about, it starts at home.
Yep, that's right.
It starts at home with the individuals that live in that home.
Mm-hmm. Well, if those
And
kids don't know how to do it and they're not used to it, then you're going to have some kind of program if the city is not doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Right, we need some type of program for like you said, some of these kids don't know how to do it. So yes, in some way or form, we need to educate them as citizens, as parents, as community people,
And you never know what can happen, too. If these kids learn how to do something like that, they can go on and become landscapers, and then they can go to the homeowners and say, hey, I can keep this up for you for so much money.
Correct. And sometimes it's like private bidding. Right. Because, like I said, I started cutting my grant. Like I said, I wanted to work. And in order for me to work at 13, CETA wasn't available no more. So I had to travel up to Westport to cut lawn. And then no one in Fall River would hire me at 14. So the only one that would hire me at 14 was a farm. Believe it or not, you can start work on a farm at 12 years old. I don't know if they changed it now, but yeah, I could have started at 12 years old working on the farm.
That's a good program too, working on a farm.
Yes, it is. It teaches you morals. It teaches you respect, self-esteem. And in the long run, it gives you an education, because I learned how to work on tractors and drive tractors through the farm. Plowing the fields, doing the landscaping in the front lawn, the flower beds, the weeding. There's so much work to do on the farm that you'll never run out of work. They fix their own buildings. They do carpentry, plumbing on their own stuff, irrigation, setting up irrigation pipes for watering. You know, they taught you all that on the farm. And something like that does wonders for kids. It makes kids want to do something in their community. Because if I didn't have that, I probably would turn to drugs and criminal activity, because what's there to do when you're a teenager?
Right.
If no one wants to hire you. If no companies want to give you a chance because of the laws that are written, what are these kids going to get into? They're going to get into trouble.
That's another issue for Boomer Emerald. Right?
Hey, yeah, and,
Right.
yeah, but get to that question, but we do need, honestly, but we do need to have, let's be serious about this. We do need stuff for these kids to do. So, I mean, with that CEDAR program, like Alfonso mentioned, I think that would be a great idea. You know what I'm saying? So, because if these kids ain't got nothing to do, they're gonna go out and they're gonna cause all kinds of chaos, all kinds of
Right.
trouble.
In trouble.
So,
Yep.
yeah. So if we can get a program going for like CETA, when they get out of school in the afternoon, they can go home, bring their bags home, and then they can say, hey, mom, I'm going to work now, so I'm going to make a couple extra bucks. We need to keep these kids busy, and that's what Mayor Paul Coogan is not doing.
And you figure that since he was an educator, he would know this. He worked with students most of the last, 40 years? 30, 40 years? You figure that would be the number one thing he would do in office the first term he was there.
But no, he didn't do it. Okay, so that's why
Right.
these kids are running around, getting themselves all into all kinds of trouble because they're bored. They have nothing to do.
Correct. And no money. Like they said, how you expect a kid to go do something when they don't have no money? Kids want to earn their money. They don't want to borrow money off of mom and dad.
Well, that's where you
No
get the
kid wants to
problem.
borrow money off of mom and dad.
Because if they don't have the money, then they're gonna get into the drugs, and they're gonna start drug dealing to get money. Then they're gonna start getting into illegal activities, and you got a problem. Now you got a big problem.
Correct. It's just basically the kids at that age have to keep their mind occupied. And sometimes all it takes is one bad influencer
Right.
to see this and, oh yeah, I can give you something to do. Here, go sell a dime bag. Here, go run this fentanyl to down the street. I'll pay you if you deliver for me. I'll pay you with cash, but you gotta do like 1,000 deliveries before you make $10.
Right.
If you get caught or busted, you don't know me. You don't know me. If you bring my name into it, I'm gonna kill you. And that's how the street life is. And that's how these kids get into trouble. They get shot, stabbed, into fights. It's because their minds ain't occupied.
Right.
So that's
Kids,
why we have to implement the CEDAR program for these kids. So that way they can go to work after school. They'll always have something to do. You know what I'm saying? And they'll always have a job, and make money. They could use their own money and say, hey, you know what? After school, I go home, bring my stuff home. I go to work. I make my money. I can go out and buy myself a hamburger. I can buy myself some fries. I can buy myself some anything. Like if I needed a game or something, I could go out and buy it. You know what I'm saying? They could say that, okay? Because that would actually
right.
give them some experience.
You know, if they like a $300 pair of sneakers, instead of asking mommy and daddy to go pay $300 for a pair of sneakers, in which mommy and daddy's gonna say, no, you're gonna get stuck with the Walmart ones. And they're like, mommy, I got my own money, I'll buy it myself. Then the mom and dad's gonna be like, all right, you wanna buy your own $300 sneakers? Well, you better take care of them, because if not, you're gonna be out $300.
Yeah, well, that's how they learn.
And right, it's basically teaching them respect. You work for it, you earn the money, you go buy something. Now it's time for you to respect it because now you did an honest work in order to earn that. And you gotta see kids be more responsible on the things that they have.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna cause them. It's gonna make them have character.
They
It's
need
gonna
that.
build their confidence up to
Yep.
do better, and that's what we need.
Mm-hmm. I
Well, we
agree.
do need that, you know what I'm saying? So we do need to see the job, you know what I'm saying? So that way we can boost these kids' confidence up and make them feel good about themselves, you know? I mean, that's what these kids need. And if
Right now, see,
these kids, hold on, these kids don't have this because, and that's why these kids won't get into a lot of trouble. I mean,
right.
they go out and sell marijuana. They go out there and sell drugs. They're out there causing all kinds of chaos. You know what I'm saying? Which is not right. You know what I'm saying? So we have to implement a program for these kids. You know, where they can make money. You know what I'm saying? It's
Correct. Club is in the YMCA. And a lot of these kids really don't want to go to them programs because they feel that they can do something else creative with themselves than hang around at the boys club or the YMCA and stuff.
we have
They're,
to,
they're,
but we
we have
have
to
to
open up.
see it. We need to see the job for them. They have to go to work. We need to see the job.
Right,
And so that way they can earn their own money, so they can feel better about
correct,
themselves.
right. And Cedar wasn't just on street crew and stuff. They would do other things. They would give you a test to see where you be fit in, where you can work. So if you are more like a motivator speaker, they will give you something like, well, we got something for you. You can go talk to other kids and talk to them about working with like Cedar. And they'll do that for them. Because basically, I know some people ain't into cleaning and stuff, but there's other things that we can find for these kids and people that want to work in our community other than just cleaning streets and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Maybe some of them are into security guards, policing and stuff. Maybe we can get them an activity into that. Help out the police department.
Let's
What they
wait
do in the police.
before
Hold
you
on,
get
hold
into
on.
all the. You have to start. You haven't started any program at all.
Correct. But I'm just like,
Yeah, which is a good
just giving
idea,
some
but
ideas.
yeah, but that's dangerous too. The police and all that at that age. I don't know if that's a good idea, but I think you guys need to start. You adults need to start and see where it goes. See where it goes.
Correct. You are 100% on that. Correct. We need to start off small and work our way up from there.
Well, we
Yeah,
got
because you're doing it. The school's not doing it. The school's not involved. I mean, I don't. Who knows how this is going to turn out? You don't know.
Right. Pretty much it has to be up to us residents to unite and start doing something.
Right. Yep.
We have to unity. We have to practice unity on something like this.
Well, if the city is irresponsible and not doing what they're supposed to be doing, it doesn't mean the residents have to be irresponsible.
Right. It's pretty much we as residents have to be responsible enough to stand up, admit that there's a problem, figure out a way to fix the problem, and show City Hall how it's done. And have them help us. That's all it pretty much. A lot of this, pretty much, we need help from the city. We
No, you don't. No, you
residents.
I don't agree with that. You don't need help from the city.
The only thing that we need help from the city is spreading our message around. That's all we need.
Yeah, you don't need the city.
That, hey, we have a group of people that, in a way, they can help. In a way, if the city want, like I said, in a way they can help by doing that. But at the same time, the majority of the work has to be done by the residents.
Yeah, don't rely.
Pretty much the residents.
Don't realize on the city because the city government ain't gonna help us.
No.
Oh, I figured that out a long time ago. I figured that out a long time ago, but at the same time, I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt because I'm going to hold them to their word that they do everything for the residents. So I'm going to hold them to their word on that, which we know their word is meaninglessness. But at the same time, we have to be. We have to pretty much man up and offer them the help with us. If not, that's okay. Us residents can still move forward.
Why do you have to say anything at all?
Pretty much kindness.
No,
The
why?
kindness of the residents.
They're not doing anything for you. Why do you have to be kind to them?
Why they're not kind
Why?
to us?
Because, like they said, kindness overcomes everything. If you can prove that you're more kinder than they are, it proves that government's no good for you.
You don't need the government. Why do you have to be kind to the government? You don't need the government.
You don't need the government. Don't be kind to them. They ain't kind
Why do you have to be kind to the government?
They ain't kind to you.
It's called respect. It's part of having respect. It's part of having respect.
No, no. Now we're going off into another tangent here. We were doing good until you want to go appease the government. Forget it.
But I'm not pleasing it. See, what I'm doing is what we want to do is please ourselves. And some of us, I won't say, some of us,
I'm sorry, Alfonso.
we try to do 50-50.
I don't understand this either at all. I don't get this at all.
50-50. It's basically like this. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt. Even though we know that they ain't going to help us. But we have to show that we're the better person.
Why?
That's where I'm getting at. As an individual.
Because other than that,
because the government looks down on the people. They think we're stupid. So we're going to take a page from their book.
You know what? I think you're going to go by yourself, Alphonse. Have fun. I don't think you have anybody back on the
But like I said, it's mutual respect. You just say, hey, we're going to do this, with or without you.
You can do
but
that.
It would be nice.
You go ahead. Let us know how
it would be nice. It would be nice if you would help. At the same time, if they don't, they don't. But it makes us a better person.
That you going up there is going to do that. They're not going to change their mind.
No, they're not. But once they see a big group of people going out and doing it every week, and it's going to show other residents, well, they're right. We don't need the government. We can do this ourselves. But at the same time, at least we can give this group credit because they were respectful enough and
All right,
try to
let's-
work.
You don't need that. You don't need
Forget
that,
it.
Alphonse.
Okay, all
You
right,
don't
let's
need
all right,
that.
okay, let's move on to a next
You don't
subject
need
because
to have
I
credit.
have I only have until 8:30, so let's move on. So
No problem, no
Annalisa,
problem.
so Annalisa, what do you got for us today?
What do I got? Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Well, did you see the little video that I put on my live of Athens, Tennessee?
Yeah, I saw that.
Wasn't that cool?
That was cool. Yeah.
That's a true story.
Yeah, I know it is a true story. Yeah, I know. I saw it. I mean, matter of fact, I even commented on that. I love seeing that. Yeah, I did. I commented on it. I said, wow.
They really have the pictures too. They restored it, the original pictures. They kind of restored it. I think it's a great story. I really do.
I think it's a great story too. I saw that.
See, and we were just talking about how the people in town or a city can change anything, right? Can change anything that they want if they really want to, right?
That's right. Right. That people can change. So what's going on with Moore Healy? Anything?
Well, let me see what's going on. Oh, Mara Healy, she wanted to keep the flags at half staff because of Charlie Kirk, but in Cambridge, they did not do that in the front of the library. They didn't do that. They kept it up. They kept the flag all the way up.
Wow. I felt bad for Charlie Kirk. You know what I'm saying? So Charlie Kirk, man, he actually told the truth, man. He spoke the truth, and you know what? They killed him, and he left behind a father. He left behind a wife and 2 children.
Yeah, they don't care. Those people don't care about that.
And it's sad, you know what I'm saying? You know, you get people talking about that's a dog. Alfonso, stop crawling.
Yeah. Oh no, that's the dog. That's the little Yorkie.
Yeah, I
Her
know.
name's Molly. She has a she has a how is it? How should I say it? She's a little Yorkie. She had a rough life, so it's kind of tough.
Oh, so it's a dog door. I thought
She
it was
don't
you.
No, it's a dog. Yeah, it's the house dog.
I'd like to mess with Alfonso because I used to go to school with Alfonso.
So did you hear about the project that Michelle Wu gave to Ayanna Presley's husband to make more units in Boston?
I heard about that. Yeah.
It's always the same story. These people are enriching themselves with taxpayer money.
Yeah.
It's a shame. It's a shame.
And did you know that Ayanna Presley's husband was a former drug dealer?
Yeah.
And he was in prison, and he had a prison sentence as well.
Wow. That's crazy.
Just to let you know, I'm at 1% on my battery. So if I get disconnected, you guys have a good night, and the viewers at home, have a good night, and I'll see you next Wednesday. But I'm going to try to stay on as long as I can at 1%. So if my screen goes black, my battery died, and I apologize to that.
That's okay.
Okay.
But I'm going to try to stay on long as I can.
Well, man, if you
for the
want to
next
charge
45 seconds.
if you want to charge your phone, make sure you get a long
Well,
extension and climb on a pole and just use use one of the transformers.
well, it is on the charger. It is on the charger. I got this old 4G phone that's
Oh,
outdated that I refuse to update because this one's in still working order.
oh,
So I'm kind of stubborn on myself on that. I'm being
yeah.
like a cheapskate, you know. The phone still works. Hey, keep it. You know,
Just
why get a new one?
get it. Go out there, spend money, man, and get a new phone. Be a cheapskate.
Money that I don't have. That's where they get you. When you don't have the money, that's when you need it.
Oh man, Paul Coogan's
Funny,
robbing
huh?
us.
Right, maybe Paul Coogan, since he does such a good job, maybe he can go out and buy me a phone. Like he bought that migrant a ticket out of the city.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
He did that.
Yeah, so maybe I
Wow.
should go ask him for a new phone.
Wow.
That's crazy.
LOL. Laugh out loud.
Yeah, crazy. Yeah, my dad.
That's pathetic. That's pathetic.
But like I said, man, Paul Coogan doesn't care about. He doesn't care about us. He doesn't care about us. Okay. You know something?
No.
All I can say is that Boomer does care about the people, the taxpayers. But that's why I always said. That's why I say people need to, and all the other candidates that are out there need to get out there and back Boomer. You know what I'm saying? And make his campaign stronger.
Well, they can't campaign for him too, you know.
Well, they can campaign for him. They can.
Yeah, they should.
They should get out there and campaign for Boomer too, and make his campaign a little stronger. But my opinion on all this, I think Mayor Paul Coogan's going to have a hard time with Boomer because you want to know why? But it's not going to be easy like it was when it was with Sam Sutter. It's not going to be easy with Boomer. Boomer's going to throw everything at him completely. I'm going to tell you. I already see it.
I hope he does give him a hard time.
Boomer will give him a hard time because you know something? It's not going to be easy. Mayor Paul Coogan thinks, okay, it's going to be easy. It's not going to be easy with Boomer because Boomer's going to give Mayor Paul Coogan a hard time. Okay? And let me tell you something. And it's not going to be like when Sam Sutter. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyways, it's already 8:31 for me. So I have shopping to do tomorrow. I have grocery shopping to do. So I'm going to.
All right. Good night, David.
Yep. Good night. Good night, everybody. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Good night. And I'll see. So, anyways, well, all the stuff that we talked about today. We talked about the two candidates that's going to collide with each other in November, Boomer. Boomer versus the incumbent Mayor Paul Coogan. Just like Mayor Will Flanagan said, is this going to be another Cinderella story? You know what I'm saying? Maybe. We're hoping that would, that should be the case. The case may be, people got to get out there and vote. People got to get out there and vote, and the candidates that did run for office got to get out there and back Boomer on this, on this campaign. Join his campaign to make his campaign stronger. So that way Boomer could be the next mayor of the city of Fall River. But yes, we do need a change. Mayor Paul Coogan doesn't care about us. He only cares about big government, and that's what happens. You know what I'm saying? When local politicians care about big government like that. Guys got to get out there and vote. Have all these other candidates, that ran for mayor to join Boomer's campaign and help him out and make his campaign a little bit stronger, so that way he can become the next mayor of the city of Fall River. But anyways, and yes, and we also talked about programs that we do need. We do need it. We do need the programs, like CETA, for the kids, so that way when the kids get out of school, they can keep their minds occupied. You know what I'm saying? And go home, put the stuff down. Hey, mom, something. I have to go to work. Things like that, so the kids could, actually make money for themselves. So if the kids are occupied, if kids are occupied, they don't have time to get in trouble. So that's what we need to get. So get out there and and make some changes. So take care, everybody. Have a great night. Boomer Amaral for mayor. So take care, everybody. Have a great night.